Welcome, Honorary Dr. Peter Friedman.
Thank you, everybody. First of all, I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm blown away by Amanda and Kat. They did a great job. Before I start, I want to show a brief video, okay? This is going to be a little lighter than Amanda and Kat stuff, so enjoy this, hopefully. This is some of the stuff I've worked on over the last few years, so enjoy.
Michael Jordan is CEO Jordan.
Pretty much with the album is about, right? It's like this duality of how do you navigate your way through this whole thing, you know, through success.
I'm gonna be Jen Nichols.
Bring him to me! They thought it would be an easy battle. That move ain't nothing. I'm the boss. They thought wrong. You ever eat all that cereal? Oh man, thanks guys. You guys watching tonight, right?
Here we are, guys. Samsung, the next big thing. You two, ideas.
We know that it's got to be big because it's for the Super. Shh. We can't say.
You can't say the name of the game.
You can't say super.
I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.
Thank you. Those are just a few projects that I've worked on, and that was a total team effort from a lot of people. First of all, I'd like to say it's a total pleasure for me to be able to address you folks, the graduating classes from Post University. I'd like to start by thanking the administration, the faculty, the trustees, and especially the president of Post University, John Hopkins, for allowing me to share some of my thoughts with you. Also, I want to give a personal thanks to Grant Copeland and the folks at Works Branding for doing the video that you just saw and for helping me write my speech. Normally, I'm on the other side of the camera, folks, so bear with me, okay? I'm not a public speaker. Let's get down to business, though. I really would like to give it up to the parents and the families of all the graduates today for putting up with all the stuff that you went through over the last couple of years, so let's hear it for them. But most importantly, the congratulations goes to you, the graduating students today. This is your special day to celebrate. You've heard it before. Your day to be proud of what you've accomplished here, and now you've gotten to the next exciting chapter of your life. Over the past few months, I've asked both students and faculty, what makes the university so special? Why does this degree that you're receiving today stand apart from so many other esteemed schools? Is it the faculty? Is it the courses that you're taking? Or is it the special bond that exists between you and the Post team? Well, you've said it. It's all of those above. There's a genuine caring attitude here. There's a can-do mantra with you students that unites students and teachers together. And my interpretation is this: at Post, support in the classroom and preparing you for life successes is the thing. I thought I'd share a little bit about my life and hopefully help you with your life. I keep coming back to a few watershed moments, those what-if forks in the road. It's very difficult to prepare for yourself for what-if moments in life. Your journey has been and will be filled with so many decisions, some minor, some major, some life-changing. Those are your what-if decisions. Here's the good news, though. You're fortunate to have graduated from the university that has given you the tools to decide upon and gain success from your what-if moments. I see what-if moments as three parts: define it, decide on it, and go for it. For me, in my life, I never wanted to look back and say, what if? I don't know why or where the concept came from. My life was always about challenging the status quo. Every career decision that I seemed to make involved breaking the old rules and trying it a different way. The simple rule I followed was never hurt anyone, don't do anything illegal, but turn it upside down and look at it from a way that it's never been looked at before. I've succeeded and I've failed many times in my life, but I will never say, what if? I believe that your success in your life and in your career is all based on expanding the idea of what if. Look around. People today are questioning the very origins of business. Foundations disrupting the ideas that companies were founded upon. Businesses are created every day, new ones in every field. And those challenge the same old way of doing things. The way we pay our bills, the way we lend money to our friends, the way we purchase goods online, the way we communicate amongst ourselves. It's all being challenged by people like you. It's in your hands. What if we had a car that ran on batteries? What if we had a sneaker that had air instead of rubber for a sole? What if we had someone who could deliver food to our homes at night? What if I kept working towards a life that would be most fulfilling? I have a quick story that I'd like to share with you, if I may. One that started with me deciding the most fulfilling thing that I could do in my life was to create video for television. So there I was. It was a cold night in December. I was standing on a cement stairway in Chicago's Soldier Field. I was there with a team from Nike, filming a television commercial. Okay. But behind me, I heard a door crack open, and I heard footsteps approaching me. I couldn't see who it was, but instantly, I recognized the voice. Hey, man, what kind of cigar are you smoking? Do you have an extra one you want to share? I recognized that voice. It was the unmistakable voice of Michael Jordan, the world's greatest basketball player. I tried to pretend that I wasn't in shock, but I was. You wouldn't want one of mine, Michael. Mine are cheapos. I smoke the $5 cigars, and I know you smoke the best. He said, I don't have any with me. So I unwrapped one of my cheapos, and I handed it to him, and he lit it up. Then the most amazing thing happened. Instead of turning and walking away, Michael started to talk to me. And I said, who the hell am I to be sitting here with the great Michael Jordan? But we did. We talked about politics. We talked about sports, my work, and Nike. And honestly, I don't remember a word of the conversation. I only kept thinking, wait a second, I'm sitting here smoking a cigar with Michael Jordan, and I'm getting paid for it. How good is that? A few months prior to the filming of this commercial, I was offered a job to move to Portland, Oregon, and become global head of production for Nike. I had a great job in New York. My family was living in Connecticut, and the opportunity to pack it all up and move across country seemed remote. It was a major what if moment in my life, one that required me sticking to my own rules, define it, decide on it, and go for it. My family and I discussed the pros and cons of the offer. This was going to be a major disruption in our life. We considered the amount of travel that the new position would involve and how long I might be away from my family. But after vetting the first two steps in the what-if process, the pros outnumbered the cons, and we were all in. Sounds easy now, but it was traumatic at the time. It was a completely new position that Nike was creating for me. I was terrified that I would fail, that I didn't know enough about production, that I didn't know enough about sports. But I had one more rule in my pocket. Failure is not an option. That's something that you need to take with you your entire life. 10 years ago, I made another what-if decision. Since my days at Nike, I spent 8 years as head of production, McCann Erickson, which was great, then 3 years managing PGA Tour Entertainment in Florida. I love the people, I love the challenges. I was just very lucky to get those jobs. I was never formally trained for any of those. And then one hot, humid Florida evening, I self-identified another what-if moment. Here I am, I had the perfect job. If you love golf, if you love television production on the highest level, and the pressures that went along with overseeing a staff of 112 people. I liked those things for sure, but I knew this wasn't the most fulfilling thing in my life. I decided to leave corporate America and set up my own company. First, I had to define what did I want to do. I had to write a business plan. I spent a tremendous amount of time considering what my options were. Who would I contact? Who would I pitch my services to? Would these people accept me? Once I had formalized the plan, I created a roadmap for who I was going to contact and what I was going to pitch. It was then game on. In 2010, right in the middle of the Great Recession that you may remember, I decided like a dope to open my own production facility. Most people would have passed on that. But since starting my own company, I've learned about the world of finance, the world of art and commerce, and how they coexist. I've dealt with the dark days when there was no work coming in, and I've experienced some of the greatest moments that a person in my business can ever imagine. All along, though, I knew that success would come from hard work and a positive attitude. Since owning my own production company, I have worked for Nike, U2, Samsung, Bacardi, Dolby, Procter & Gamble, Beats, Spring Hill, many other clients, many other companies. And at this stage of my life, after 200 years of doing this, I'm finally able to choose who I want to work with and what I want to work on. As you leave post-university, move on to your chosen professions, your most fulfilling lives, maintain that can-do attitude that you've been taught here. Follow your own path, guided by the rules of define it, decide on it, and go for it. As Michael Jordan once said, and I totally remember this day, understand that failures are just the first steps towards success. Remember that. Lastly, know this, when you ask, what if, and then answer it honestly, it can lead to amazing rewards, including many that you have not realized even exist. Congratulations, everybody, and best of luck to you.